So now that we know how to correctly format and lay out a letter, we're going to look at some of our persuasive language techniques, which will help us be able to write for the purpose to persuade. Some of you may be already familiar with the mnemonic or acronym device we have down the left here, DAFOREST. It's just an easy way to try and remember some of those useful persuasive language techniques. So I'll go through them now, and then we'll go into some more detail in the next slides. So D stands for direct address, A for alliteration, F for facts, O for opinions, R for repetition, E for exaggeration, S for statistics, and T for triplets. Now, you may have seen slightly different versions of this, but for this activity, we're going to look at these ones in particular because they can help us with our persuasion techniques when looking at writing letters. Okay, so first, direct address. This is when you refer to the reader directly, and you use the pronouns we or you usually. Let's have a look at an example. So, you are the key to this entire company succeeding. So as you can see, the effect of this is directly addressing that reader, bringing them in, getting their attention perhaps in a way you otherwise wouldn't. Alliteration. When you put a group of words together with the same letter or sound within them. Let's have a look at an example. He is a competent and charismatic car salesman. So the effect here is it can bring the reader's attention to this particular information that you've used, and that can help you when you're trying to persuade them if you want to emphasize a particular part of the text. Facts. When you use some information that can be proven to be true. Let's have a look at an example. Apple juice is the #1 selling drink in the UK. Now, when you're in your exam, you may not have all the facts to hand, but using them can show that this technique is there to create an effect on the reader to make your text seem more authoritative, accurate, and therefore believable. Opinions. When you include a belief which cannot be proven to be true, but it is your idea or someone else's idea. Let's have a look at an example. I think Oxford is a fantastic city to work in. In conjunction with facts, opinions can be used to sway the reader's viewpoint by giving a more personal touch to your writing. Repetition, using repeated words or phrases for effect. So our example, I have pushed myself again and again and again. So repeating a particular phrase brings attention to it and can emphasize the point you're trying to make with that phrase. Exaggeration, representing something as much better or worse than it really is, or just to an extreme. So, for instance, I am the most important person in the whole company. So when we exaggerate, we really emphasize the impact of the statement we're using. We have to be careful not to go overboard, but it can be a useful technique to impress and persuade the reader. Statistics, using numerical facts and data used to support a point. For example, I had a 95% attendance record in my last job. Similar to the facts we spoke about earlier, it gives an element of believability and plausibility to your argument with specific focus. Triplets, also known as the rule of 3 or threes. This is just when you list 3 things together in a sentence for emphasis or effect. So for example, I gave blood, sweat, and tears for my previous job. Similar to alliteration, it reads nicely and gives, as I said, an emphasis to the point you're trying to make with those 3 words. So those are some of our persuasive language techniques. Have a look below, try the activities, and try then to use these different techniques within your writing later. Well done.